call to order the regular meeting of the Royal Oak Historical Commission, March 3rd, 7 p.m. in Royal Oak via Zoom. Now we start off with our welcome visitors, and we don't have anybody right now. So, we have one attendee. And that's Leslie. Hi, Leslie. And then we'll see attendance. So we have Nancy Robinson here. If you want to start doing we can just do roll call then.
Here from Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay. Pat, you want to go next?
Pat Andrus. I'm here in Altamont Springs, Florida.
Oh, didn't know you're down there. Excellent. And Kathy?
Kathy Putnam from Royal Oak.
And then Zoe.
Zoe Harris from Royal Oak. I wish I'm in Florida.
I know, jealousy. And then we have Rick.
Rick Karlowski, Royal Oak.
All right, I think that's it. And then there's me, Alexandra Kerrigan, calling from Royal Oak. All right. Let's see, that's everyone. Okay, so we have approval of minutes from last year, which would have been February 2020. Is the last time I think we met.
To approve the minutes from February of 2020.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I cannot remember exactly what we had on all those so long ago. All right, so treasurer's report. Now Rick has reappointed, and we welcome him back. Glad to see you.
Latest balance is $4,349.08.
Okay. 8 cents. Okay, we haven't spent any money in a year.
No, there's been interest, and there was a donation from the Roots Foundation of $646.53 in January, I guess.
You said 53 cents?
Yes.
Okay. Got that right.
I don't know specifically who gave that. I've asked that question, but
Wow. Yeah, it's a very specific number too. Okay. All right. I know I have spent, what did I buy? I bought something for the house. Oh, I bought new lights for Christmas, but I will have to pass that receipt on next time. There's no rush on that. The Interclub report. I have not been going to the Interclub Zooms just because I don't really have any information to share with them at the moment, as we don't have any open houses. That's usually all I would go to share. I do get their emails, and we did pay for our membership, so we're still a part of the Interclub. But it's been all virtual, so there's not really anything to report there. Let's see. HDSC report. Hand that over. Oh, Leslie can't really, if she's not here. But Pat, do you have any?
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
I had to unmute.
Oh, welcome.
We are still working on the farmers market designation.
Okay.
Biggest issue really was that the city disagreed, or the planning commission disagreed with the boundaries that we had in the report, and they want just the building and the porches to be designated, not sort of the greater area. So the chance of the city commission, I guess, accepting the boundaries we had in the report, they may not, vote that way. And also because the planning commission had recommended just the building and the porches. So at our last meeting, we agreed we just need to get this moving, and the building and the porches is probably the best that we're going to do if we want it to be designated at all. So you can't fight City Hall, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're waiting on, we need a legal description, so we need a survey to be done so that we know the exact boundaries for that. So the city won't be doing, they're going to have some survey work done along with the city center project. So that should happen sometime this spring. They just kind of want to have, all the surveys done that they need one time. So we're not entirely sure about that, but hopefully, you know, within the next 6 months, I'm hoping that that will be taken care of. And there was a property owner on Woodside Drive that is interested in us studying their house for designation. So we're researching that, and we'll probably do like a little site visit walkthrough, and then just trying to follow up with projects that we had before COVID, like the no advertising building. The owner was very interested in us studying and designating, and that's a Yamasaki building. But with COVID, and then the building was actually up for sale for a little while, so we have to figure out what's going on with that to see if we can proceed. So that's kind of where we're at, always looking for new properties to study.
Excellent. Okay. Any questions, anybody?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to Orson Star Guild report. Obviously, we haven't been meeting. I have been in contact with Don, and he's doing well. We did have a donation from a resident. I can't remember her last name, Shirley, and she is a longtime resident and had collected a lot of the Orson Star bells. So we have, it's probably like 7 or 8 extra bells now that have returned to the house that she was donated back. And along with a bunch of other older items, we have some stuff for the house that we can use in the kitchen and various places for our walkthroughs. And so that was really generous. We're meeting to write her a nice letter, and we need to inventory that. But that's pretty much all the news that I have there. No tours going through at the moment. So that, let's see. Okay, so now we're going to move on to new business. I added and I think we should tackle this first, the COVID-19 safety protocols that we wanted to work on so that we can move towards getting the house opened up and safely. So I had some ideas, and I want to hear your guys' ideas, but I thought maybe setting some guidelines for if there is a tour in the house, how many residents or the public can come in at one time and be around, in each room, so to speak. And then, of course, masks and other precautions that we take. So I don't know if you want to hear what I have to say first, and then if you guys have about the same ideas, if anybody has any new ideas, we can share from there. But I thought, of course, masks on premise. Everybody must have a mask on. I've already put hand sanitizer in the house, like by the door, and extra masks. Everybody needs them. I was thinking per docent having, depending on who's there, and I don't think we're going to have, I'm not sure about Isabel, one of our docents. She had some health problems. So returning, we'll probably have just Don and myself and anybody else on the commission who'd like to help. So I was thinking for one docent, we'd have no more than 2 people to go through a tour at a time, just because of the size of the rooms are pretty close. And with the ceilings being low and everything, it's not like a ton of room for everybody to socially distance in some of the areas. So I was thinking no more than 2 people per docent. Other than that, I'm not really an expert, so I would have to work with the city more in finding out their protocols and guidelines for their buildings as well. And I know that Carol had mentioned getting some information from Oakland County and working with the fire department and getting it opened up. So anybody want to add anything to that?
We, in my business right now, like when we can't really have open houses,
Right.
the state said no. Even when we show a house, we can't have more than time. You can't have more than 2 households represented.
Okay.
So like if I was showing the house and I had 3 people from one family that lived all together, I could do that 4 people,
Okay.
but that no more than that. But then if I had like, say someone was looking to rent a house and there were 3 kids that wanted to be roommates, I could not take them because that'd be 3 different households.
Right.
So I don't know, and I think maybe we might want to talk about it with the vaccines really starting to open up and like saying that we want that we might even have everybody enough to cover everybody by May, which is only 3 months away. Do we want to set a date that, I mean, because this has to be kind of fluid, I would think.
Right.
Things are changing, you know, and maybe set a date when we really want to open it up to the public, and like you're saying, 2 people at a time per docent or whatever. That's
Right.
my thought.
I think that's a good idea.
And I was going to say, obviously the governor has to make the mitigation plans that covers the state, but also, whatever the city is saying we can do. I think hopefully we can follow those guidelines.
Right.
And yeah, if it's 1-to-2 ratio, that's fine with me. Maybe we could have, at 25% or something.
Right.
Whatever the mitigation
Okay.
guidelines are, I'm
Correct,
good with
yeah.
whatever we decide.
Okay. I'm trying to think, like our busiest time of year is when, it starts warming back up, but it goes into, I mean, obviously October is a huge month for the house. Especially with the ghost tours, but like people just like to come in because it's spooky. So I'm
Right.
thinking at least by, August is kind of hard because it's so hot and the house has no air. So I don't really want to pick August and July. So maybe I know it's a long way out, but September maybe.
Or the other thing too is if there's more people that are waiting or that want to come in, maybe they could wait and you could limit the time of the tour.
Right.
So
Okay,
you
that's
can
a good
move
idea.
some people in and out.
Okay.
Or maybe
What
like,
about this? The woman that's been messaging the
Oh.
house, Alex, that she wants to do a ghost tour,
Yes.
or investigation. We have a team that would come out. Like, what do you think I guess I could message her and say, hey, what do you mean by team? Does
Yeah.
that mean can we let them use the house for a night? I guess one of us would have to be there, right? Or
The deal with the city is we have to allow our paranormal group that we've signed off on. So the city has signed off on into the Afterlife Paranormal and Brian and his
Got it.
group. So they're legally the only ones that can be in there after hours. Otherwise, I don't know if I can really chaperone them. I think they have to be there with that group. So they're like a host group. And that can be anywhere from just Brian or like Brian and 4 of his team members. So that's usually how it went before COVID. So if anybody interested in going, even if it's another paranormal group, they would have to go through him and can't go in by themselves. So then you're adding more people into the mix. So depending on their group size, it gets really complicated. So I don't know when she can go in. Yes.
If I can, because I was in the city attorney's office when we created those agreements.
Yes.
So they're termed agreements that Brian, like he said he would do 2 or he would do 10 during a certain term. So once the term is up, you're not bound to him.
Okay.
But I would say that you'd want the city attorney to create an agreement similar to the one we had with him. And the other thing that's important is that we made sure we got, insurance certificates from them as part of that agreement. So I would say you're not bound to him at this point because, again, they were just for certain terms for him to do them. So if you have a different group, just let me know. I'll pull out that copy of that agreement and send it to y'all so you guys can see it and figure out what you want to do.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have we've had another group that came that the tour they take a tour bus around and then they go through different Metro Detroit. They go in Detroit, but they go to the outside of the houses and they talk. And I had them come in one time with me, and they were very interested in doing that in the future. I gave the house a lot of. This was obviously a couple years ago, but this was a lot of exposure for the house. And I was wondering, does Brian have to be here the whole time? But so thank you for answering that question. So now I know if I wanted them to join. Okay. So we kind of got a guideline of what we want. We just need to follow up with the city and follow the course. So do we agree that September would be at least by September, or I don't know if I don't think our docents are ready just yet for anything earlier than that. And that has to be,
By September, we should be completely open. I mean, the vaccine will be out. I can't see
Right.
it being shut down.
I know Don's got his vaccine done. I have to follow up on the other ladies.
Yeah,
I know how they're doing.
Well, obviously, if we still have an issue with the tour givers, that's an issue. But by September, this state should be opened up. I mean,
Yes.
we got the vaccine out and everything else. I think if we're waiting September, we got plenty of time to figure this out. It may be a moot point by then.
I think so too. I think it's going to be maybe we might even be June or July when, God willing.
Yeah.
It will, yeah, it'll be different than what we are right now. You know that. It's going to feel wonderful to even be able to go out and eat. And what about another thing we should think about too is do we even this year talk about doing the Civil War Days things? Because if we're okay by September, or is that, Rick, is that something that you think?
Well, I could ask them about September. There's no point in doing it if you're going to have everybody masked up and limited. There's not enough room if you're going to have that with any kind of protocol. So I'll just tell them that, we're still trying to figure out if we want to do something in September, but there's no point in doing it in May.
Right.
Do they have any plans for? I know that you talk to them often, but like with Greenfield Village, how is that working?
Well, that's in May. That's
in May. Okay.
That's in May. That's Memorial Day, and I don't know what Greenfield Village is going to do yet. Obviously,
I was just curious.
I think they canceled it last year. So, but if we're not going to open up, we can just see if they want to do it in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to ask is, are we going to do anything for the 100 years celebration? Because that's something we need to think about as far as planning and putting in place, and if there's going to be a mitigation plan still,
Right. Yeah, we missed our 175th. So it would be nice to be part of that 100.
Yeah. Carol, do you know what is going to be taking place in and around the city as far as the 100-year celebration?
I can definitely put you in contact with Judy Davids, a community engagement person. And she is, in flux. She's same thing with everyone. She wants to plan something really fun. But it's going to depend on the numbers we can have and when we can have the numbers. One thing I do know is they are trying to really increase what they're doing with the Memorial Day parade. So maybe you guys could have, I don't know, a car or just march and dress in period or something like that, just to get Orphan Star House Museum out there. Just something, just an idea. But she has been talking with the farmers market and about doing a big event. And another thing we talked about was just, taking a group each month and making an event that you do, branding it with the 100. So if you do, Civil War Days, we could make it part of the 100 celebration. The September celebration is at the Orphan Star House Museum. It's the Civil War Days.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Like that. So, yeah, as soon as you said that, my ears perked up because I know Judy would love to work with any group that wants to do anything. Absolutely.
Okay.
Excellent questions.
And I should tell you too that we had 3 Orson Star bells donated to City Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they they have the numbers, and we bought a display, so we have them in a lighted, locked display in the lobby. If any of you want to stop by and see them, please email or text me, and I'm happy to let you come on in and see those, and the mosaic. So.
Oh, that's right. I haven't been
Yeah,
down there
I
yet.
want to see that.
Is City Hall even open now to the public, or is it just the lobby, or what?
City Hall is open 12 hours a week by appointment to different, like the clerk's office, the treasury, the customer service oriented. So, I mean, if one or two of you wanted to come by on a Tuesday, I mean, there's no problem with me bringing you in and keeping you socially distanced. The public areas, unlike the former City Hall, are large and spacious and easy to accommodate that. So,
So if any citizen wants to come and like they want to see the building department or something, they should call ahead and make an appointment. Is that kind of what
we have
people-
appointments. That way we don't have, we could only have 10 in a closed area.
Okay.
So that way we never had more than 10 people between those departments. Now we're up to 25. It's like a miracle.
Good.
To 25.
So Carol, when things loosen up, are they planning on having an open house?
Yeah, Judy's been trying to figure that out, and she thought maybe like one of her ideas would be to do like a drive-in kind of thing, and then to offer like 15 or 20-minute tours with just 15 people or 10 people, or right now it could be 25 people at a time, although we have to socially distance. So she was trying to think of an activity like that, like having bands play, but you're in a you're in the parking lot, and then like a drive-in kind of thing, and then and just making it so that you could every 20 minutes or half an hour, the next 15 people could go through the building. So she's trying to really think outside of the box. She's so disappointed because she was going to have it. She was going to have the open house with every third grader going through and then going over to the farmer's market and doing a play about Orson Starr and other people significant to the city. And she was already working with Ed Nahat to write a little script, and then COVID, so
It's a shame.
everything's had to be rethought and flexible. So, but we're hoping too with the vaccine that, we can have the building more accessible, even by May 1st, to have it no more where it would have to be appointments, hopefully. So we'll see. Hopefully we keep moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's exciting. They just lowered the age down to 50 today too. That's a big deal.
I didn't hear that. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Are we? Do you want to vote on a time to open the house? Is that worth voting? I don't know.
Yeah, we could do. I'm fine with it. So we're thinking September.
September. Yeah, to open the house by have a plan in place and try to get the house open. Hopefully everything goes smoothly in the next few months. By September. So
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
That our target date is September 1 to be open, and that we will plan for that, shoot for that date.
All in favor?
I
Second it.
I second the motion.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think, I mean, obviously I don't think we have to do this now, but I think we just kind of we go forward with planning the Civil War Day in September, business as usual. I mean, maybe we can talk about it next month, right? But
yeah, and if we need to cancel or rethink it or reschedule it, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think that'll be enough time, Rick, if we lock it in April?
Yeah, well, I'll have a note here to contact them and tell them that we're planning in September. And see if they, I have no idea what the Civil War schedule is. Usually they don't like to do it in September because they're all worn out. But if there's
Yeah.
not a lot going on beforehand, it should be easier to accommodate.
Okay. Then we'll work on that
I'll also ask if they're available for the Memorial Day parade, so we can.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if we can get you guys, and we could do that too.
That would be cool.
Good idea.
Too bad we can't get a cow. Slap a
might have
bell
an
on
internet-
and
I
Well-
might have it in and a couple of goats. If somebody
Oh,
can help me
yeah.
bring them down here.
yeah, we could do the little bells.
Good idea. That is good with the cowbells.
Well,
I like it.
I will. I'll ask. There's a farm rescue in Oxford. I'll ask if they would be willing to bring a cow down for the.
I mean, that would really get attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we can't get a real cow, maybe there's like a float of a cow. We could put a cowbell on.
Yeah.
A real cow would be better.
I want a real
agree.
cow.
I agree.
I
I do not want to dress up as a
cows.
cow. Yeah. That's cute. All right. I like that. And I don't know if we have a banner or anything, but I will see if I can look into that, like some sort of or sign or something we could carry. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah,
To
for sure.
address who we are. We'll get on that. Okay, so on the agenda, I also had storm window repair. I don't know if I can't remember if I told you guys. I think I might have put it in an email. We had a storm window up top it was on the south side of the house, upstairs bedroom, from the museum room. Window fell out in the storm or wind at some point, and it it's not too damaged, but obviously the glass broke. So we're gonna have to get that repaired. And Pat and I were talking about possibly taking it to Berkeley Glass, that place in Berkeley. It's on 12 Mile. Just getting that repaired and back up in the window. Obviously, there's another window on the other side, so it's not like there's wind blowing through the bedroom, but it needs to be done by next winter at least. So, and that's in the basement, by the way. If anybody, if I don't get to it or Pat doesn't get to it, it's in the basement, off the ground in the back. So it's nice and safe. So that's just something we gotta.
I'm gonna put it in I'll just plan on taking it a week from this Saturday, unless that somebody gets to it before I do.
I always forget, and then all these things keep coming up.
Me too. Yeah. Unless there's a snowstorm, and then I'm like, shit. I'm supposed to take that in. Yeah.
Well, I know now my kids are back for just 2 days. I can pop up there now and get it taken care of. Okay, so I have on the agenda also a budget. I didn't do a budget last year with everything. I kind of forgot. So it hadn't changed. We didn't spend any money, but I don't know if there's anything new, different on the budget that we wanted to add that we didn't before. I mean, we still had the side porch, and I could probably pull up the last year's one.
What do we typically
Civil
budget
War
for the
fees.
year?
Let's see, for 2019, 2020. Let's see if I can pull it up. Give me a second.
While you're looking, Alex, I can tell you that we were working on the fiscal year budget, Mr. Brake and I, and so I put in $2,000,
Okay.
which is what it had been previously. And then but I think you guys also helped give the money or supported the money for the Historic District Study Committee.
Yes.
And I put in a separate amount for them because Leslie, you guys were talking about maybe doing some brochures and stuff. So I put in an additional $1,500 separately for you guys. I always ask big.
Yeah. I know that they wanted, I think we agreed on at least 1,000 last time, but that works better. 15.
No, that works. Thank you so much.
On the last one, we had outhouse, side porch, Civil War days. I had lighting fixtures, but we never even used that or did anything with that.
I can tell you something about the side porch.
Yes.
In February of our last meeting, that was my task, was to go up to the city hall, and I did that. Old city hall, old building department, when to say here's the, and I had some paperwork with me of what we had back when Pete had gone in for the permit, and then I don't have my notes right now. The fellow I talked to said the permit we had, which now of course is expired, was for a residential house, and it had to be we had to get a building permit for a commercial property, and that meant we couldn't. So we need to start all over. Is my point, and we need to have at least we thought we were just getting 2 steps. We need to have 3 steps, and it had to have a railing all the way around it. We couldn't just have it no railing, because it was for the building code was for a commercial property. So really, we're going to need to find a builder that can do this. That it's not something we can do on the fly. That we were kind of thinking back in the days when Pete was around, and
and now Chris is gone, so there's that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So that's something
that will
else
take a little extra.
Do you know if we ever got the plaque hung up?
We did not.
Okay.
No, I was looking for I think Don. Oh, was it Don? Was it Chris? Somebody was like, "Oh, we can put it on a," because I was worried about it, like mounting it securely, so nobody could steal it or anything. It's not like something you can screws into the wall. So I wanted it to like be set in something. Then we can put it on the building. And I was kind of stumped because I don't know what I was doing. So I need to find like a handyman to kind of.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know where I could go to find to build a setting for it, or
hey Leslie,
secure it.
Do you know where some of the other places that plaque is hung, like some other buildings? Like, do we have any other photos that show like what people have done? Maybe get an idea of what we could do here.
I don't think so. I thought that Jim ordered one, and I'm not sure about Ruth. Like, she has one thing, and I don't know. I don't know who else ordered one. Like maybe some of the people from the LA Young district ordered one, but I'm not sure if they have them hung yet. So, yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you know if what's her name, Versagi?
Oh, Muriel.
Yeah. Do you know if they have any handyman type of people that they hire out to that can do that kind of stuff?
I could ask because I know
Have they
Don
done
is involved
anything
there.
for them?
I'm not
sure.
I can ask Don. I'll text him.
Okay.
And see, because I know he goes and volunteers over there as well.
Another suggestion might be to talk with somebody at Frentz Hardware. Maybe they have some ideas. I mean, gosh, I'm so clueless with that stuff too. Every time I go in there, it's like, oh yeah, we have this or that. So maybe that's an idea to start, a DIY idea.
I know, because I just don't want to get stolen.
We want it outside. Is that the idea, that we want the plaque to be outdoors?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we can put it inside, but I thought it would look nice on the porch, and then it's covered, so it's not going to be exposed to elements.
Right.
It would just look really good next to the front door.
So
Well,
Leslie,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Leslie, 100%. That's what I was going to say, to ask Frentz and Sons. And actually, Mike Frentz is part of Muriel's group at the Historical Society.
Yeah.
So he would probably be a really excellent resource.
And I was going to suggest him for the storm window too. Maybe they can repair that, because they do all those kind of repairs.
Okay.
The screens.
They don't do
storm. Oh, they don't.
I don't think they do glass. I know that's where I've always had to taken all my glass and screens to that place. I mean, I think it's 11 in Greenfield, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Frentz and Son cut me a specific size of glass for a frame. So I don't know if they do windows. I think they do.
But they won't put the glass. They might be able to cut the glass, but I don't think there's anybody there that's going to actually put the glass in the frame. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
seal it and everything.
Okay.
That's where I think the issue is. I know I've asked. I know for a fact they don't do screens unless something changed within the last few years, because
Okay.
I
They
used to
used
take
to,
screens
but
there.
they don't. You're
Yeah.
right. They don't do it. But they would know where to go. I would think that they would know where to send us. They could actually
Yeah.
repair the whole thing with the what glazing all around it and all
Yeah.
that.
In
Okay.
fact, I want to say they're the ones that suggested to go to that place at 11 Mile in Greenfield. Yeah, but I can ask again. I mean, I'm in there usually once a week, once every couple of weeks. So.
Okay.
And then,
All right.
yeah, and the sign. It's maybe not a bad idea to see, Leslie, if we bring up at the next meeting in a couple of weeks, even for the HGSC, to see if anybody's known of an actual sign to go up. Maybe to take a look to see what anyone else has done.
Get some ideas.
Because otherwise we're guinea pigs, right? We're the first one. Everybody,
Yeah.
unless everyone's waiting for somebody to go first. So
Yeah. Well, we
Might not be a
could,
bad
we
idea.
could, we could ask the artist. We could ask Lori Eisenhart
That's what I was thinking.
if she has any ideas, because I mean, her stuff has been, she has the installation. I think it's the Southfield Public
Yeah.
Library. I mean,
Oh.
granted, that's like maybe set in cement, so she's got to have some idea or
I was thinking the
resource.
same thing. And Marcia Hovland, she worked on the mural with Lori, so she might
Yeah.
know too.
Yeah. Well, I could try to give Lori a call and find out.
And I can check with Marcia. I know Marcia.
They
Excellent.
used 2 people to install the mosaic here at City Hall, so we have that contact information. They used one gentleman doing all the framing, and then they called it a tile puzzle because they're putting in the mosaic tile by tile. So they would be a good resource for you, I think, too.
Okay, that's a good idea too.
If anybody wants to know where it is, it's in bubble wrap in the office, just so you know. If anybody has to pick it up or anything, just a heads up where it is.
Okay.
Let's see. We were talking about the budget. I don't think there's anything else we can think of to add. I did go in the house and, I cleaned the toilets recently, and the upstairs bathroom, it does
Before we
work.
go any further, was anybody using them while we were shut down?
No. I would go in there and flush just to make sure. Like I heard, like if you don't use a toilet, you should flush it once in a while.
Well, I just
Everything going. No, yeah, it wasn't running by itself.
or one of the ghosts was
Yeah. No, luckily that didn't happen when I was there, or at least I didn't know about it. It was there was some nuts inside, like behind the toilet, some sort of critter, but I could not find anything else on the critter. That was it. No more evidence of that. But so maybe he's gone. But the one upstairs does work. I was told, but Candy told me it didn't work, but it has water in it and it seemed functional. So I didn't see
pipe. Yeah,
I didn't see a shut off behind the toilet for the water.
I thought the drain pipe was disconnected. The water may still be good, but I'm not sure that
like where it's going.
Yeah.
All right. Oof. I mean, I didn't continually flush it. I didn't really mess with it else. I was like, I thought this wasn't supposed to be on, but
yeah, well,
that's it's a weird bathroom. And I was like, wow, I mean, I never realized there's an actual shower and everything and tub. I don't know if that's functional. I didn't want to mess with it, but it's pretty crazy. It's all.
Are we still planning on taking that out?
I would like to, but it seems so huge to me. I don't know, or maybe just keep it and maybe simplify it, like take out the tub or something. I don't know if we want to, keep it a bathroom,
You see, it's really not that big. The biggest problem will be getting that tub out of there.
Right.
Because those stairs are not conducive to moving stuff.
Yeah, you have to take that into consideration, that turn as you're going down the stairs.
Yeah, but other than that, it's not a very big bathroom. I could probably do that.
No, yeah, it's just a bunch of tile.
A little bit of the time, yeah.
So
when we get to the tub, in which case.
Yeah, and that's still on our budget as well. Was renovating it or demolishing
Yeah, I
it.
thought we wanted to make that
An
put
office.
that as yeah, the office for the commission, and then you turn the office downstairs into an actual office and move the desk in there.
Is that something that you guys would still think was a good idea, continue for the future project?
After the porch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's definitely priorities.
Yeah.
What we ought to do is make a list of everything that we have on our plate, that things we want to get done, and then
Right,
prioritize.
this year, next year,
Yeah, or whatever. Everything seems to take longer. But Rick, something you said about that we should probably check that out. That's ringing a bell to me too, that they disconnected the drain pipe or something when they were doing the stairway, redoing the stairs.
Well,
When
they
we
were
had the
doing
kitchen.
when the kitchen, yeah, there was a
Yeah.
pipe through the kitchen, yeah, because they moved this, yeah, we moved the sink, if I recall. We moved the kitchen sink, so that it was tied in.
I mean, we better make sure that it's not, we don't want water going into that wall, I guess is just what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's why I'm wondering, there was no like shut off just to prevent any water from going in. So I need to maybe look into the, securing that so there's not a risk of flooding. That could be cause some damage.
Where is that bathroom in the downstairs? Is it directly above the original bathroom, the downstairs bathroom?
Yeah, it's directly above the original, or downstairs bathroom. So they stack there. And the sink and the toilet and the tub, all those lines are on the same wall upstairs. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do that. Maybe have my husband look at it. Maybe I'm just not looking at it right, but I'm surprised they didn't shut it off when they did the kitchen.
Or if they really disconnected the drain pipe, then they would have had to do something. Because I remember too, at another time we talked about taking away the bathroom upstairs, but leaving all the plumbing there. So in case at some point in time we ever wanted to go back, we could still have it. And that's kind of in the back of my head too.
Right.
Somebody needs to look at it and see if they can tell.
Yeah, because I noticed when I go up the basement stairs to the left, there is some drain pipes to the left, which would have, that wouldn't be directly, that wouldn't be anything to do. That would be the old kitchen pipes where the sink used to be. So I'm not sure, that must go straight up into the second story bathroom.
Well, wouldn't that downstairs basement half bath we have down in the basement be right above the bathroom and right above the?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so
upstairs?
that's above.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know where that pipe
We would
goes
see
to.
water. If it wasn't
Yeah, like I
connected.
didn't see anything or hear anything, so I'm not sure it's a mystery to me at the moment as to where that water's going. So I guess I should probably figure out where that's going. So the moment's a mystery. But yeah, okay. So I do think that maybe altering that, that has to change somehow, that bathroom in the future, but side porch is priority, I think, on the list of projects that we have in the upcoming year or so. Okay, so marketing, landscaping. Okay. Everything else is about staying the same. The gutter downspouts extensions. I know, Pat, you did you bought some of those little like accordion extensions.
Yeah, those are cool.
That helped out a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing that.
We wanted to get the original pipe for the extension on a couple of places. Do we still want to do a rain barrel on any of the sides?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We just needed 2, I believe.
Yeah, I think I don't want to have one in the front or the back because that's too close
Okay.
it's too close to the foundation, and it's not a real heavy grade there. So if the rain barrel overflows, it could get nasty.
Well, we can just shelf that, the rain barrel idea, and maybe just have just extensions there for now, and then maybe in the future we do that.
On the front and the back, that'd be great. But
Okay.
we were trying to get the pipe of the original type that we that
Nah, I don't know who we got them for. I had. Okay.
So we didn't have plastic on it. It was the big.
Right. It looked authentic. I gotcha. Okay. We didn't add anything new. Now to unfinished business, we talked about the side porch already. So we're gonna have to get a builder and then have to resubmit for the permit under the correct, which was commercial, correct? And then we need 3 steps and railing. I don't think we need to discuss anything more about that. And then, I have Royal Oak Cemetery on here. I need to get a hold of the new parks, and I can't remember his name. I do have his email, and talk to him about our plan. We wanted to the city to look into maybe a new fencing around the cemetery, as there's a lot of open gaps. Repairing that to give some more security to the cemetery. And we had a whole grand idea of doing our tours, like having tours through there and gathering information to try to make that a whole other extension. But obviously we didn't get that because of COVID. I did notice too, this is just because my child plays Pokemon Go. There are Pokemon Go stops and gyms in the Royal Oak Cemetery, which, it seems harmless, whatever, but people go through there just to get to those. And so at night I noticed, and now this might not have anything to do with Pokemon Go, but I did notice the other night someone was driving through pretty late, going through the cemetery, and they don't shut the gates. So I thought maybe you can actually get a hold of Pokemon Go, the people who make it, and you can request that they remove the stops from the map so that it's not an interest to anybody. So they go away and then no one walks through there at weird times playing Pokemon Go. So I thought about having that happen just to deter people from going in there and sitting on the tombstones or whatever, loitering.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. I don't think it's a really hard process, but some people's houses are the stops. Like there was a guy on 12 Mile who had a wooden carving, and he got rid of it because he couldn't stand people standing outside his house. So I'll get that on that, and I'll email them. The anything else? I mean, we have a new guy. Carol might know his name. I can't remember his name. So I'm going to have to talk to him about maybe, working with him in the future and maybe having him join one of our meetings or having a meeting with him to talk about the preservation of the tombstones that we were looking into prior and to our last meeting. So, all right. Anything else anybody want to add?
Are you talking about the new DPS director?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Aaron Filipski, and I'll be happy to make an introduction, and maybe even we could have him attend the April meeting.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
also, I just typed in the chat, I'm going to let Chief O'Donoghue know about people being in the cemetery after dark. He'll just ask he'll ask the patrols in the area to keep an eye on that.
Okay, thank you. I know it's really hard to, you can't really open and shut the gate at certain times. It's difficult. But yeah, it's such a creepy little spot.
Well, the patrols just keep an eye that people are in there after dark, that they can start shooing them out of there, and it becomes a good deterrent.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, get out of there. Go somewhere else. Thank you. I don't think there's anything else that I had to add. Was there anything to do with the St. Mary's side that we were going to ask? I feel like there was a question that we were going to find out from St. Mary's, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, I reached out to them to see who was, several meetings ago, who was maintaining their cemetery, and they have volunteers that do their part of it. And so they only do their section.
Okay. Yeah, that little line right across the tip.
Was that it, maybe?
That was it. Maybe that's what was on my mind. I couldn't remember what we had to ask them. That makes sense.
Because I know we were concerned about the grass not getting cut as frequently as we thought it should be cut. And I know the city was getting in there whenever they could.
Right.
But St. Mary's was, I think, maintained on a more frequent basis.
Right. Well, I have been pleased with the snow removal of the Star House recently. So they've been doing a really good job of, having us on schedule and getting out there and removing and putting salt down. So I have no complaints. And they've not destroyed the lawn like they did before. So they're doing a little better this year. So that was another thing I want to add. No, I think that's it.
Can
All
I
right.
ask a question, Alex?
Yes.
I'm not on Facebook all the time, so is it I don't know why I'm getting all these messages. Does everybody get the messages or
Everybody I added from the commission should be getting them.
okay.
I do not check. I've been really bad about my Facebook lately. I had to get off for a bit because it was kind of driving me crazy. But I should turn notifications on for the Star House. But you can see. I think everybody else can see them on there.
Because
that
I
added.
I
But I
don't
can
know
remove
all
you.
the
I just have to remember
answer.
to do it.
Yeah, I don't know all the answer when they're asking questions, so maybe you can just take me out or
Okay,
so,
I can do that.
because
Yeah.
I feel bad not answering
That's
that.
right. I know. I'm like, God, I don't get the notifications, so it's pretty bad. And Pat's usually really good about it, getting to it before I do. But yeah, I do. I would also like to really work on. That brings another point. I really want to work on our social media. I've been really slacking in that. I used to do more posts, but it's just I got really tired of being on Facebook, so I had to remove that. But that would be nice to do some updates. And we'll get that going. And also I had an Instagram, which I also need to work on as well.
And then I don't know if you guys saw this. There's I think it's a message from from Facebook too, from Mike Townsend.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I might, if I didn't respond to him, I have not seen it.
Okay. It said, can I say it? Just curious, is there one out there that has a historical knowledge of Royal Oak know why a 20 gauge shotgun would have been hidden and plastered into a wall cavity at the Star House? So that was,
okay.
yeah, so I didn't.
What interesting. And this was for the Orson Star House?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it said Star House.
Okay.
So, and so I have no answer to that. That's why I feel bad to be in there.
Well, yeah, I don't have any answers for that either, I don't think.
Okay. So
okay, I'll have to look into that.
Yes. Maybe one of you? No.
I don't know. That's an interesting. I mean, I have gotten stuff in the past that's interesting, like with the cemetery.
Yeah. And I do get a lot of like asking for, a tour, but I've been texting you that.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of people about the ghosts.
Yes.
I should do that. You can, there's all these settings on Facebook that I am just like, they've changed it so many times. Like now you can do away messages if you don't get to the message on time.
Should I? Yeah.
See, this is why companies hire people just for this.
Yes.
Because it is a job.
It is.
And I am really not very good at it. I'm like, I should just get my daughter to do it. Probably a lot better than I would.
No, you guys could have like an intern. It could be like a high school student.
That's a good idea.
Like an internship.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like maybe one of the
But
historical.
they need to know all the answer though.
Yeah. Well, they just have to like notify us, but to like make
yes.
posts would be great. I mean, some kid could do. It's a good idea. I know my daughter school, they have a history club. I should see if anybody wants to help make posts, but I'll look into that.
Good community service hours for them too.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's
a good idea. I can talk to the teacher.
Yeah.
Would that be considered community service?
Yeah, I would think so.
I would think so too.
Okay.
I mean, right now that's the biggest help the house could get. So
yeah,
the thing is we can't have
someone
anybody over there.
Yeah.
You know somebody, you said, Nancy?
Yeah, a friend of mine, what her daughter wanted to do, she needed to do that for some school.
Okay.
Project to be like an intern someplace for your name and number, and I'll email you so you know what it is.
Excellent. Okay, I'll write that down. Okay.
Provided that she's computer savvy. I would assume that she is. So I can ask.
There's not many these days that are not.
Right?
Okay. That's good training for, future job right there. Alrighty. I think that's about it. Anybody want to think of anything last minute? No.
Well, yeah. When do we want the cows? Just out of curiosity.
Yes. When is Carol? I don't know if Carol knows when the. I don't know when's Memorial. Is it Memorial Day or is it actually? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's usually the parade is the Monday. And Alex, you're going to see, I was just typing an introduction to Judy and David London, who's the chair of the Veterans Event Committee, regarding the Memorial Day Parade, and also Judy for the 100th anniversary. And
excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, I just sent out one to the chief that I CC'd you on, and an introduction to Aaron Politsky. So should be all set tonight.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you. We're ahead.
Absolutely. Gotta do it while I'm thinking of it.
Okay. So that would be the 31st of May. Monday.
I'm not sure I can talk them into having the cows walk down the street, but if we had something where we could get them parked at the Star House with the bells on or something for the 100-year deal, that would probably go better.
Okay.
But I'll see what they're even willing to do. The more I think about it, I just can't see them taking two bovines down the street.
No, well, maybe they'll have some ideas.
We need cows, Rick. We need cows in the street. We need live cows, 2 of them at least.
Can't they be trailered and ride down the street in their trailer?
There needs to be.
Yeah, bringing them down is not the problem. It's a rescue place, and the cows are a little independent. So getting them to just keep on coming down the street
a bit ornery. They need to be.
Like I said, just keep them in the trailer and drive them down that way. We'll put some bunting on the trailer. They'll look fabulous.
That would be really cool.
That's a possibility. All right. Well,
all right. Fine cows. That's a priority right there.
So do we know
what is the 100-year thing? Is that in September as well, for the 100-year Royal Oak, or I can't remember when it is?
The actual date is November, when we were incorporated as a city, but we're celebrating all year long. So
worst case, we can probably get them. Well, all right, we can have more of a cow static display in September, and I'll check on what we can do for them. I can't believe a cow for Memorial Day might be a little bit weird, but
yeah, I think for the Civil War Day to have cows there, I think that would be really cool too. So not even wait, whatever the city does, they do, but we'll have our day regardless. So.
But except if they're gonna fire their muskets, that might really freak the cows out.
True, you need some really.
Well, just keep them in the backyard. They'll probably be okay. Well, we'll see how it works.
Or we can budget for earmuffs. One of the two.
Oh, I like it.
Some silencing headphones.
Yes. Just to bring us cows. It doesn't matter when. Just do it.
So can we try and meet at the house next month? Carol, might we be able to do that?
That I'll certainly discuss it. I don't know. As I recall, when the meetings are at the house, they're in the dining room. And do we think we would be able to socially distance? We can have 25 in a closed area, but we still have to be socially distanced and masked. So I don't know if
well, we have
it's fairly open in there.
Yeah,
so
we could
5 people sat in the dining room and 3 people sat in the little parlor area.
I mean, we hosted an interclub lunch in there, and it was tight, but there was a lot of people there. I don't know. I can't remember our head count.
It's going to be.
But it was over 30.
It's more keeping the social distance that
Right.
We could.
I don't think we're not going to be overrun with with people attending, so I'm not worried about like the 25 count.
Right.
Sadly, that would be
I
a good
think-
thing if we were.
I think we can do it, and if the weather's permitting, can it
Right.
be outside?
Right.
Absolutely.
We have
That would
the
be cool.
porch, we have the backyard. It's pretty nice and quiet. And we have chairs. So, okay. Should I just like
I'll
keep in touch with you about that?
Yeah, I'll check with Paul about that and Aaron and the reopening, and we'll go from there. It's hard to say by a month from
And-
now. Maybe the indoor meeting numbers changed too. Maybe
Right.
it's up to 50. We'll be positive. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. So if you want to, I can't remember how I closed it.
I'll make a motion to
Thank you.
Well,
adjourn the meeting.
before you do, I want
Oh,
to, if anybody's
Yeah.
interested, Germans did disco. Let me see if I can. How do I share the screen here? Can't do that.
I don't know if there's a chat. That's all I know.
You might not be able to.
Oh, here, Rick, I just made you a co-host. I think I did anyway. Let me make
Let
sure.
me see if I can.
Yes.
Just-
There, you're a co-host, so now you can share your
Yeah.
screen, Rick.
So if anybody has German suppliers, this is going over really good for.
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Can't?
No.
Oh, I can hear it.
Oh, all right, never mind.
You have to hit share
Anyway.
screen and then be on that window.
I'll just turn it off. But anyway, I was using that as bumper music for a couple of my work meetings and it's just to show that they do have a sense of humor. So
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay,
Alrighty.
Jessica, your turn.
Make a motion to
A
adjourn
motion.
the meeting.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
I
Aye. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, nice seeing
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
We did it.
Thanks, everyone.
Yay.
See you
Carol.
again. Great. Take care. Stay
right.
safe.
Yes, you all have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.